on lockdown over here. I don't know how you guys is doing out there, but
we're good. We're all opened up. I'm at a friend's gym right now, about to get some weightlifting in.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You getting big? You getting big?
Already know, man. Nothing like you had Andy, right?
Listen, I don't even know how to even put it in words. That man made us. Nah, but he really got us better. But we every day talked about weights. We didn't even spoke about nothing else but practice and weights. What you guys did today at weights? We doing hip press? Oh God, like.
Yeah, I heard the hip press was something different.
It's different. When I'm telling you, it's different. It's the hardest thing I have ever done in my life so far. That's how crazy it is, man. That's why that's why I called Coach Harris. I'm like, yo, let me talk to him. Like because I haven't been there like the last 2 years. Like I watch you guys game, but I haven't meet none of you guys. So I was like, things changed. Andy left. So like I wanted to know how things were going. Hugs is getting old. Coach Harris too, so I wanted to see how it was. But yeah, man, like what I was saying. So I wanted to ask Coach Harris, like, yo, put him on, because I watch him play and he had a good season. So I want to see how he was thinking through the whole season. Like what was it? Like what made you go out there? Like
so my dad was pretty close with Eric Martin and Coach Hugs, since he was in UC and stuff like that. And when they started recruiting me, they were on me pretty hard. And then I had gotten hurt. So a lot of other schools that were recruiting me backed off. But, Hugs and Coach Martin really stayed on me. And they offered me when I was hurt. And it was a pretty severe foot injury. So it was just when they showed me that loyalty and things like that, I felt like, I could go there and really be a player that, could really fit in a system. I like to play defense, things like that.
No, that's good. That's good. I was surprised because, you're from Ohio, so I was thinking, like, I don't know if you want to stay home or just go somewhere, stay away from home. But, Ohio got good schools out there, so I was like, I wanted to be like, yo, like, why made him go out there? Because, everybody, it's tough to play out there in West V. Not only the school, not only the coaching staff, the states. That's the only pro team that they have, There's no pro team. You guys are you guys are the pros out there. So, a lot of love, maybe a little bit pressure, but at the same time, it's a very nice place to be, and it's very enjoyable. So that's why I was like, I wanted to know, like, one of the reasons why you want to go out there.
Right. What made you want to go to a WV?
To be honest, I always wanted to go because I've seen them go Final Four like in 2010. I came in 2011 or 2012. So I've seen them that they went to the Final Four, and I met Coach Harrison in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I met him over here. And the tip-off, when they came, I met Coach Harrison. So when I met Coach Harrison, I think I sent him an email that I told him that I wanted to be in school. So he basically told me, look, we have this school in Jacksonville. They need a point guard. If you go out there and you play well enough, we'll give you an offer. But also you have other offers because the school will be good. So, but I'll send you there and you do good and you'll help yourself. So at the end of the day, it was just like me. Just how you was thinking that they were loyal. I felt like they were loyal the whole time. He's the one that put me out there. And I always wanted to go. I knew it from the beginning just because I seen the final team, like the Final Four team, and I seen like how the state and the people act. Because I'm telling you, like, when you guys are like the pro team, like, because I have Miami too, but if I go to Miami, they have Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins. They have all these teams out there, So I wanted to get close to get that love, like I would get if I play in the NBA or something like that. So
right.
That was like one of the main reasons. Plus, they were loyal from the beginning, so I was like, I love the place, so they were loyal too. So there's nothing better place than that. And Hugs too. Hugs is a Hall of Fame, so.
Of course.
Yeah. But how is Hugs? I really want to know how it's Hugs. I haven't spoke to him in so long, so I want to know like if he like feel cooled down a little bit because I watch a lot of your highlights. And I'm seeing you pulling up one leg, fade away. one-on-one, clearing out. So I wanted to know, like, offensively, like, did they give you a lot of confidence, like, coming in, or did you gain that through the whole season? Like, how was it?
Pretty much started off with me kind of, just being a role player, kind of understanding that, it's a team first game, obviously. But, I think when I had a couple big games, they kind of let me go a little earlier probably than they would have let most guards go just because I was making shots. But, I think they kind of trusted me, knowing I wouldn't get too outside of myself. And I think sometimes that I did, and, they brought me back down, which, Hugs, he can do pretty quickly. You get too far away from the game plan, he's going to bring you back into place. But all in good stuff. But, Hugs has been good. Obviously he knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. And all the assistant coaches, they just help him. They help him out so well. Everything just fits so good together. I think that's why he's been so successful for so long.
No, that's true. That's true. One thing that they all have that I'll tell you since, I've been out of college for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years. One thing that they have that I don't know about a lot of coaches, but they all loyal. Like, they might be tough with you, but listen, there was anything that I was missing and that they couldn't get me. Like, with that being said, like, any help or anything that I needed, Coach Harrison will figure it out. Or Hugs, or Coach Martin, or Coach Everhart, anybody out there. So, yeah, he might be a little bit tough, but at the end of the day, like, that, and that's something important because you'll see, like, once you go through your whole career and then you get out, you'll see a little bit different that they just want the best of you, But yeah, they are very loyal. And sometimes when, at that age, you might misunderstand that you be like, oh, they be yelling too much, they be doing too much all day, every day. But, yeah, because they do, they do. We're not going to see that live, but
yeah.
But they only doing it for the better because, like I said, like I can sit here and I say that the hardest thing that I ever done has been that. Like, there's no, like, every time I go overseas or anything like that, I'll be like, there's nothing harder that I did than that. So I'll be okay with that.
Right. So the transition over to being a pro was pretty easy for you.
It was for me because I have a league. There's a league in Puerto Rico. So every time I'm done there, I will come back and I have a lot of my friends that like playing. They were playing overseas already, or they'll be playing here. So like I will see a lot of the things that they'll get done. So now you see that you have a lot of managers, right, passing you the ball and all that.
Yeah.
Once it's done, all that is gone. So it's even hard for me sometimes to find a place to shoot, like just to go shoot here. So those little things, and what the transition is more like how much you want it. That's my opinion based off like whenever you like gonna be a pro, because being a professional is not only being a good basketball player. There's a lot of things that you gotta understand. Like when I sit here and I watch you play, I'll be like, yo, he got all the pros move. Like he'll be good once he come outside. He'll be good to do. Either got to be the league or either got to be playing overseas or whatever the case is. Now, mentally, are you gonna be a pro? Like, are you gonna be acting? Are you gonna be acting moody, changing attitude just because you win or you lose? Are you gonna be a good teammate? Are you gonna be professional enough to handle your business outside of basketball well enough that it doesn't jeopardize basketball? Like those are the little things that that really get you to the next level. Like playing wise, you always gonna get better because you have a passion of the game, but it's more the transition. You gotta eat healthy because you're not moving as much as you're moving in college. So you gotta eat healthy. You gotta take care of your body. You gotta make sure that you spend time doing those things and not and other things because they go quick. Like it go quick. Like it's crazy, but it go quick because you gotta understand that kids come out every year to play pro, and there's already guys already playing, and there's guys already at the high level that are playing. So you're trying to match up there, but it's more likely how much you're willing to give and be professional enough for the next level. But for me, it was easy. I was looking forward because I didn't have my best years in West Virginia. It's not like you, like, you out there, like, even though you came from the bench, because, you coming from the bench and then, you start 2 games only. The season that you have, I would think that you were starting the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was little things, that's what I'm saying. So for me, I didn't have that. So I was looking forward for moving that transition. And
Right.
so I'm just, right now it's more like a consistent thing. Tell me, how is practice? How intense is practice, you guys? Like,
It's
cause
real intense, man. Because playing against the way Hugs builds his teams is everybody's good. Everybody can hold their own. So when you got that day in and day out, you can't take plays off. That was the biggest difference for me in high school. When you come from high school, you can kind of slack a little bit, get away with things.
Right.
College basketball, you stand up for 1 second, you getting backdoored. Next thing you know, you're at the treadmill.
At the treadmill. Oh God, don't even start that, man. We can have a whole conversation about just a treadmill, man.
Man, and then expect you to get right back into practice after you over there running 17 miles an hour for 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, like, I came from a good high school. We had a lot of good players, but it's just a different level, a different intensity, off the court, the coaches, the great, but as soon as you step in those lines, it's a different animal with them. And I love that, though. That's something I wanted, every day, to get pushed to being a better player, a better person. And I felt like there's just no better place to do it at.
No. You're right. But I like that thinking. That's a good attitude to have whenever you starting, because it's just you about to go to your sophomore year right now, so you don't want to have that bad thinking through the whole 4 years that you're gonna be there. So that's the right attitude. Me knowing that I already did that and how hard that it is, because not everybody's out there every day, so people don't understand sometimes. It's insane, but that's good. I think that mentally you getting tough, and I think that's what got you, from coming from the bench, having minutes. Because coming from the bench and starting, it can be important, but at the same time, you want to be there at the last minutes. That's what really counts.
Yeah. So what was your favorite memory at West Virginia?
My favorite memory, I had too many, man, because, I played with those guys for 4 years, and, you play pro and you switch up teams, so you don't really get to have a lot of moments with a lot of the teammates, but I have great memories with the teammates and also with the team and, the environment. But I would say that it was going to the Sweet 16. I think my greatest memory was because I always said it from the beginning. I said, I'm not leaving school until I get a ring. So when we went to the Sweet 16 and we got to see, like, how was it? Like, when you get there, like, it's a different level. I'm telling you, like, hotel-wise, the stuff that they give you, like, from the shoes-wise, personalized, customized, all that, like, it's insane. So I would say going to the tournament. Since my first year, we went, and then after that, we didn't go to my senior year. So yeah, it was a little bit tough. We went through a bad patch. Like, it was bad. Like, those 3 years were tough. Hugs, I think, had like his losing season with us. So you can imagine how that season was whenever he was out there. So
Man, losing one game is a whole different day.
Having a bad practice is bad, boy.
Oh man.
So, like, that's been for me, like, the greatest thing, like, being able to go to the 616, and it was that I wanted it so bad that they even let me. I designed the ring by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, it was all diamonds. It was easy.
All diamonds.
All diamonds. That's it. All diamonds. It was good.
Yeah.
So, like, for you, what so far of this season? What made you think, like, wow, I'm in a good place right now? Like I like the fact that I'm getting rhythm. Like, when was that turning point that you felt that game that you felt that it was like, yeah, right now I'm on now.
Definitely the Ohio State game. Just I'm I'm a Ohio kid. They didn't recruit me that hard, so I felt like they kind of kind of, you know, it was something personal with me in that game. And, you know, when I came into that game, it was like, I'm gonna leave it all on the floor. I can't go out here and, you know, I got my family in the stands, I got friends all here, I got a friend courtside, you know. So everything about that atmosphere, it was like the first time I'm like, wow, this is real stuff. This, you know, it's filled up to the top in the NBA arena. Like everything about that game just felt right, where I knew I could put on a show.
Nah, that's you know what, playing at home or playing in front of people sometimes it raises to the high level. Because I played my senior year, we came here to Puerto Rico and we played the Puerto Rico tip off, and I wanted to, and we won too. And you know, I had a solid tournament too, and it was nice, you know. So I can understand that feeling of playing at home. Because if you ask me, I wanted to ask you how, you know, how is practice? Because how is practice in the game and how hugs in action? Because that's how it be. Like that's like what I really want to know. But you know, I gotta ask you this. Look, I really want to know how's your work ethic? Like, you know, I know. Listen, they involve you. They keep you busy.
Right.
They keep study hall, class, weights, practice. Practice is 3-hour practice, and you don't even have time to do nothing. So, like, I want to know, like, you know, do you get some extra work? Like, do you think you getting enough extra work, or you think you gotta push a little harder, or you think that you gotta when I say work hard, not only in the court, or do you think that you gotta do more, get more in the film room, or do both? Or you think you at this point right now, you think your work ethic is enough for right now?
Nah, I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna say my work ethics, you know, there, because obviously you can always get better. But you know, throughout, like when I first got on campus, you know, the weights, and I wasn't used to, you know, lifting all the different weights, everything like that for so long. So, you know, just, and then going, having to shoot for a whole hour after that, you know,
Right.
my arms are dead, you know. It felt like I wasn't getting better, but then, you know, I got used to it and I understood, all right, this is how it's going to be. And, you know, obviously I didn't want to be right here with everybody else. So the only way you're going to get better, you got to put in extra time. And that's where I felt like I kind of got better throughout the season, is I just kept putting in extra time. And then I think I almost put in too much, where I was kind of like tiring out my body. You know, I didn't feel like I had enough to really do certain things I wanted to do on the court. So I kind of eased back. And I, like you said, I got in the film room a little more, kind of saw what I was doing wrong and things like that, instead of just, you know, wearing out my body. So I think there's always, you know, things I can do in my game to get better. And I don't think I'm ever going to stop at it. But, you know, I think I got to find that good balance of, you know, put in a lot of time here and, you know, ease back here and things like that. You know, I think I'm just going to get more used to it as I get, you know, coached by Hugs a lot more.
Right. So what do you think you got to get better for next season? Because, you know, I watch your highlights. I watch like 2 or 3 games, and then I watch your highlights, and then I watch your stats and your percentage too. Because, you know, realistically, sometimes you gotta understand. Like me, I play ball, so from the fans' perspective, sometimes it's a little bit different. But for me, it's more like you was being efficient in the court. You know, the minutes that you were playing, because you were playing like 22 minutes, but you was effective. Which that's what really counts. Whenever you becoming a pro, that's what really counts. Because you're not gonna go up there and put up 20 shots a game. At least you're the main man, and you're a mismatch, and it's a different story. But besides that, like, there's a lot of things that that involve the game overseas, and it's been effective. I think I think you've been doing that, but at the same time, I wanted to know what you thought that you got to get better at.
Definitely just being a more consistent shooter, but also I think, you know, being a more vocal leader, a person, you know, a lot of guys can look up to and kind of count on, you know, that I'm going to do the right things all the time. I think that's going to be one of the biggest, challenges I'm going to have to go with. And then, passing off of screens, I was watching you, the way you come off of screens and you split people and things like that. That's kind of what I want to add to my game. What did you do to kind of, make yourself stand out, in practices and in games?
I think for me, it was more of the experience that I had before they came in. Because me and Wani, me and him went through everything. Like, we came from, like, starting off having a good season. Then after that, having a lot of people transferring and just being me and him. Then having the worst season. Then going to the fact that we started the Press Virginia and we started having a success about that the last 2 years. And then coming into the senior year and having a great season, as I say great season as for me for the 4 years that I was there. So it was, for me to stand out was more just being experienced because, athletically wise, they were more athletic than me. And it was obvious, but my part was more of leading because I was a senior. I was a year or 2 years ahead of them at that time. So my part was making sure that everybody would be at the right spot at every moment and make sure they were hooked once in the timeout, transfer to the game and make the right decision. That's when I think that I'll stand out because like he was saying, we had a lot of guards and we all could play. We all could start and we could all play 30 minutes. But you know what? Me and Wani trying to make sure that it was, we're not trying here to be the man or tell you guys. We just trying to make sure that we have a good season because if we win, we all eat, basically.
Yeah.
If we win, we all eat. Maybe I can have a good season and we lose. It really goes out the window. It doesn't really count. So for me, it was more like making sure that my leadership will show up with them and make sure that, they won't happen what it happened before in the other season.
Right. And I think that's something that my team did pretty well is like we kind of understood that, when we win, we all win. It's like that same mentality.
Right.
And, I think having a lot of guys returning, it's just going to be, at the maximum with that kind of mentality is that, we saw last year what we did as a young team. I think this year we know we're adding great guys and we got key pieces returning. It's just, can we all buy in and do it together versus, being selfish and trying to have the best season individually.
No, I agree. I think that's what gets you guys far. Let me ask you, how do you feel about not going to the tournament? Because, I know you're a freshman. It's hard for seniors, but how do you feel not being able to go to the tournament?
I mean, yeah, I was crushed because, a little kid, you looking at it like I want to be out there one day hitting the game-winning shot in the tournament. You go down in history. You go, you're biggest star and everything. But it was more like I was hurt for our seniors because, they put in that work. They went through a rough year last year and, we wanted to send them out right and things like that. But it was just like, it's something I've never, dealt with, this whole situation of, coronavirus and things like that. It's just something nobody, I guess, has really ever dealt with. But, being a kid and you're just not understanding everything and how it's working, when the NBA shut down, I'm like, I've never seen that happen,
Right.
It's something different. But it was more me being hurt because hopefully everything goes right this year and we go to the tournament next year. But, Jermaine, Chase, and Logan, they're not going to have a chance at that, which is a tough thing for them.
No, for sure. No, it got to be tough. Like, I hope it doesn't happen again, to anybody. Because I don't wish that to anybody. Because I was a senior before, and I didn't play my senior day because I was hurt. Like the last game, I didn't play. Me and Wani didn't play because we were both hurt. So,
Man.
Yeah, so it was sad, but the love that we got from the fans was amazing. Like the fans for me out there are like family for me. Like for me, they because I created so much like relationship with outside of the campus that it's insane for life. Not only not only that moment, I still speak with them, you know. So like if I'll give you an advice for that, I'll tell you that. Like, cause sometimes you're in college, you think they're like, oh, who is this guy? I was around or something like that. You know, the people that is around is because they want the best of you around. When I say around, like the people that really close out there. So
Yeah.
You know, you make sure that you build a relationship with them. I tell you that for experience, because a lot of the other people that I know, not from my school but from other schools, they don't keep up with the relationship, and then you can miss out a lot of opportunities, because at the same time that you playing basketball, but you got another life too. You got to think about what you want to do after basketball while you're doing basketball. Let me ask you this: what was your major?
Coaching and sports performance.
Okay.
Want to get into that, help coach if I can after I'm done playing, things like that. So that's what I'm going for.
For sure.